It just got very real as some absolute wild trade reports are starting to get some backing involving one of the best upcoming pitchers in the MLB. We're going to be breaking it down, going over what this report says, and also going over why this, although a long shot, has a very interesting option for the Dodgers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to break down here in this video, and also for the remainder of the winter, as many things are heating up in Dodger land, and we have a lot of stuff to cover here on the channel, so we're going to be putting it all on the channel every single day, so be sure to hit that sub button if you haven't already. It is 100% free to do so as well, but let's jump straight into this. Going over this first, involving Paul Skenes, we've seen a lot about it. We've seen a lot of ideas, concepts, dreams, I guess is another way that we can put it, but really without any backing. But now articles, some from Pittsburgh, some from ESPN, Bleacher Report, all of this kind of thing is starting to get some backing. And starting with this, a proposed blockbuster Dodgers trade sees LA break baseball, dealing massive package for $820K two-time All-Star, unanimous Cy Young, Paul Skenes. Don't really know why they need to put the price in, maybe to confuse a few people, wonder who this is, but still on a rookie deal. Paul Skenes, once again, being linked now with a bit of backing to this Dodgers organization. And, of course, everybody would love to see this. That's been no surprise. We've seen every bit of potential that has come from this, but now with an idea, a trade package that has been proposed in this article, things are very interesting. And as well as the description from a few sources, notable sources, detailing why this is at least a possibility. And starting off with it, this is luckily for them, there is a trade that can do just that. While they already have broken baseball, Bleacher Report's Joel Reuter believes that the Dodgers could do it once again by trading for Cy Young winner Paul Skenes from the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Joel Reuter here, of course, does have a lot like this. A lot of kind of theoretical trades. But he also does have quite a few that make sense. He's a notable guy within the Bleacher Report MLB space, and at least some backing behind this makes it a lot more interesting than if it were, kind of anybody saying it, a surprise comment on Twitter or whatnot. So looking at how things play out, the article that has dropped from Bleacher Report puts in a very interesting look for this trade. Paul Skenes goes to the Dodgers. The Pirates get Emmett Sheehan, Andy Pages, Dalton Rushing, Josue DePaula, and Alex Freeland. Now, that's a lot of good and useful upcoming current pieces for the Dodgers. However, let's be honest, folks. Let's be honest. This is not enough for Paul Skenes. If the Pirates were in some way willing to trade Paul Skenes, you would need way more. They are going to hold that man until he is either not going to sign a contract extension or in the final year, they trade him. There's no way, at least right now, that we're seeing Paul Skenes get moved even for this. There are options that could at least make the Pirates consider it, and we're going to be breaking that down. There's only one team that can do it, and it is the Dodgers. So I'm going to kind of jump into that here in a moment, but when we do take a look right here as well from Joel Reuter, from one comment that he said, the Dodgers could do it once again by trading from Pittsburgh, with Pittsburgh, about breaking the MLB. The big thing here is, though, he says the Dodgers could do it. They can make this happen. And going along with at least how this looks, how this would really play out, you're giving up a lot of future. Not just with Dalton Rushing, Andy Pages, Emmett Sheehan, Alex Freeland, but also the not so distant future, but Josue DePaula as well, and the present. Andy Pages, of course, being a very important piece, not so much at the plate in this postseason, but with the defense. He was incredibly important here. Emmett Sheehan, a candidate to join the best rotation in baseball. You're going to have to give up more for this, and I really do want to be honest, because I think there's no way that the Pirates even go with this. As much as this would be a massive deal for anybody else, Paul Skenes provides something that no other pitcher in the MLB does. And I feel like just looking at a Savant tells you exactly that. When you go and take a look at it, you see the amount of run, the amount of 99 percentile, a 100 percentile in pitching run value. He's the best in the MLB at that. And over his 2 seasons, I mean, when do you ever see a 23-year-old, younger than me, a 23-year-old, star pitcher come out here, be one of the best players in baseball already with a sub-2 ERA and back-to-back years. I mean, he's a generational talent, so there's no doubt in my mind that anybody would go and love to get him. And that's the thing. That's why this trade right now at least seems very out of the way. I was going to say a little bit, but very out of the way. You look at that trade, how that all kind of structured out for the Dodgers. And I mean, just looking at this, I'll keep this up for a moment and kind of want you guys to theorize as well. And drop some comments below about if there's, anybody you would add to this, because I think there's no subtracting. It's only adding here. But I want to look at this as right now, this would likely be able to be a starting point. But how many teams in the MLB would be in on Paul Skenes, would be willing to give up everything? And I mean everything. And this is not everything for the Dodgers, luckily. Being the best farm in baseball has its bonuses, especially knowing when people like this, at least over the next couple of seasons, are going to be trade candidates. And I feel like right now is the first time that we can actually say Paul Skenes is a trade candidate. Over these past few seasons, it's always been an idea, but where the Pirates are not seemingly getting any better just yet, the big move to get them immediately into that would be moving Paul Skenes, and I think over the next couple of seasons, they're going to start thinking about that at a much higher rate. But even this trade, we do have a quote from a very interesting person, and it is me. You need to give up the entire farm for Paul Skenes, and I don't mean that lightly. You would literally need to give up what you had there in that trade, plus, basically what more of future you have, what farm you have, the top 5 on the farm, whatever it may be. There's no light way of trying to trade for Paul Skenes. There's no way you can, go out here and think you are not going to be giving up too much for Paul Skenes or not enough. Because, obviously, looking at the stats here from Savant, Baseball Savant, this don't come every day. And even with the contract, I mean, for a team like the Dodgers right now who are willing to spend, this would be a nice bonus of being able to go out here and go and get some other players for a cheaper salary. Go ahead and get some players that would ultimately add up to what Paul Skenes would be making in a couple of seasons. Well, right now and over the next couple of years, he's still going to be on a little bit of a lesser deal with those arbitration years going into that. So, obviously, anything like this would be an immediate thought behind it of a yes, you need to start of make this happen. Try whatever is going to happen to do it. But there's a lot of stuff also coming behind it. And I feel like Paul Skenes being the 4th-ranked, second highest pitcher on market value in the MLB is just a start. So there are options. And I love this idea. I love the concept. But right now, I think Paul Skenes being an option with this trade right here, you're going to have to go ahead, move some of this rotation, and also go ahead right here and trade just about all of these players here. Obviously, Alex Freeland's already in that. Josue DePaulo is in that deal as well. You'd probably need to throw in Zaire Hope, maybe Mike Sirota. Some combination of at least 3 to 4 of these players would need to be in a deal. So although the Dodgers right now are linked, of course, as they always will be, to Paul Skenes, it is not enough. And I mean, I want to give you guys this in the comments below. I think there's only one answer. That's why I only give me in the comments yes or yes. Would you like Paul Skenes on the Dodgers? Feel like it's a rhetorical question because, as we know, this is something that we all would like to see, whatever the price would be. And I think the Dodgers are one of, if not the only team in the MLB that could make this actually happen. So, although this seems a lot very theoretical, let me know what you think in the comments below. If this report to you moves the needle of the possibility of it happening. And like I said, I think over the next couple of years, we're going to start to see the Pirates really engage more in the idea of it. At this point right now, I don't think we're there just yet, but still, as we saw this trade, and I will pull it up one more time right here. I think it is a possibility that we do see something along the lines of this be at least mentioned once again, but you're going to see more added to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you guys think about this. Obviously, let me know in the comments below if you would like to see that trade add more, add less. Would it need more? Would it need less? I'm curious to see what you guys think. It is all I have here in this video, though. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out, though. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.